So in this video, I'm going to talk about the emotion of shame. Shame is the emotion that we feel when we're exposed, when uh, we're being seen and seen doing something that oh, is problematic behavior. Here's the way it comes up in childhood. Because healthy shame is absolutely essential part of normal, healthy child development. The way it goes is something like this. For the first 18 months of child's life, everything that child did was greeted by parents who broadcast excitement and joy at the child. Whoa, that's so beautiful what you're doing there. Then at 18 months, children can toddle, they can walk upright now, and they can get into trouble. And what often happens with children, and this is the healthy one, if the child starts to get into the DVDs, for example, mom will say, Bobby, I need you to stay away from the DVDs. Now, if you notice the slight narrowing here and a little bit of tension here, that's the disapproval face. And what happens for Bobby is there's this disconnect between how he's been treated for 18 months and how he's being treated in that moment. And here's what little Bobby will do. Okay, mom, he's gone to shame. That's healthy shame. He learns what's called signal shame. He realizes he'll remember that because shame is a very potent emotion, and so he learns that's not didn't feel pleasant, and he's going to remember that, and he's not going to get in the DVDs again. Where things go wrong is if mom, for whatever reason, looks at him and makes a disgust face. Which, by the way, I'm going to turn sideways because this emotion can be broadcast and I don't want you and my audience to feel it. So here's the disgust face. Ugh. And if mom looks at him and goes, you make me sick when you get in the DVDs, now she's broadcast disgust at him. And that is too much for him, emotionally too much for him to bear. It overwhelms his little emotion regulation system. And he feels toxic shame. And it doesn't take many repetitions of that for him to become believing that he is disgusting because she made the disgust face, that he's rejectable because that's what the emotion of disgust does, and that he's a contaminant. And those things lead later in life to low self esteem, poor self worth, and a poor self efficacy as an adult. And so, uh, working now, what we want to do is help people, my clients, become aware of the shame they felt. And so I asked them, it's the same saliva exercise that we did in the previous video with disgust. I asked them to be this time with a group of people sitting at a table, maybe 4 or 5 people of their friends, and with the friends watching, the client in this visualization picks up a clear plastic cup. Now everybody's looking because it's an empty cup, and puts some saliva in it and then put it back in their mouth with their friends watching, and their friends all go, ew. And they have made a disgust face about what the client did. And now I ask the client, what are you feeling? What are the sensations in your body in that scene? And although it usually takes a little bit of work, these are the sensations. Uh, Eyes looking down. Nobody can make eye contact with when they're feeling shame like that. And the shoulders usually drop or hunch or roll forward. And then the third one is a collapsing in the chest. That's where full blown shame hits, collapsing in the chest. I help them using the TheraTapper, repeat the sensations of collapsing in my chest, hunching in my shoulders, eyes looking down, tell me I'm feeling shame. Then we use the grounding resource so they can stay grounded and present. We dispose of some of it, and then the communication piece. I asked them to repeat after me. John, I felt shame when you asked me to put some of my own saliva in my mouth with my friends watching. They do that, and then I repeat it for them, and then I say, "Do you feel heard?" And they say yes, and I say, "How was that?" And they say, "That was unique. Nobody has ever listened to me say how much shame I feel." So that's our little discussion of shame. For parents, it's so important that you, through through emotional intelligence and emotional maturity, that you connect with your children, and that you do not broadcast disgust at them, because if you do, they'll feel toxic shame, and it's hard to bond with a parent if the parent has been the source of their toxic shame. So thank you for listening.